Ciao Thomas, ciao, buonasera a tutti, ciao. Welcome to all of you from the channel of I Love You Venice. My name is Igor, or Igor, as the little helper of Frankenstein. And tonight I will be your guide. We just... Ciao Adriano, buonasera, buonasera. Aspetta, faccio vedere tutta la faccia. I show you the face, probably with the mask is better. Now, let's say that the entire situation is beautiful. The view is gonna be spectacular. Lights, they are going to be really nice and pretty. Ciao, 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 ciao from the office. Here we go, that everything is pretty much working properly. That you will see that it's a really busy city, and tonight we will be walking around the city of Padua, which is... Ciao Debra, see a lot of people. Hakan, ciao, is extremely busy, as you will see. So let's see if we're going to have any kind of issues or problem with signals or anything similar. Yeah, you can tell that. Ciao Anna, buonasera. Yeah, let's say, of course, even here we're still on holiday, and the situation is going to be pretty spectacular because the illumination of Padua is going to be really interesting and beautiful. But let's definitely start to see how everything looked like tonight. And you have to know that at this real moment we're situated right by the Cafe Pedrocchi, which is definitely one of the most historical cafeterias that we got in town. And you will see that Padua is definitely well renowned for many different reasons. For the university, for the lovely markets, for the Scrovegni's chapel, for Giotto, actually for Galileo Galilei, that he was working around this area. And this year I believe that is one of the most beautiful cities that we got in the northern part of Italy, not far from Venice, for the illumination. And as you will see in a little second, we got this lovely Christmas tree that is pretty much in front of the Cafe Pedrocchi. Let's get a closer look. Here we go, that you can clearly read Pedrocchi. Yeah, you have to know that the tradition of pottery, ceramic around these areas and China is really well developed, especially down in the area of Bassano del Grappa. And so not far from here in the northern part you got Cittadella, that I definitely suggest to you to go down to the area of Cittadella. That is one of the most beautiful cities, totally surrounded by walls. Well, and now Deborah will be explaining everything. So definitely in the northern part of Padua we got this beautiful city dating back of the medieval times actually, and that area is quite amazing because you will be able to walk right on the top of these walls, and you can circumnavigate, or better, you can walk all around the entire city walls actually, and that is really pretty. And then from there you can easily move to the area of Bassano del Grappa. And so definitely let's mention where we are, how far we are, and all these kind of things. Let me adjust the camera, give me a second. But where are we exactly? And so we are in the city that is called Padua. And so for those of you that you don't know where it is, we are situated something like 30 minutes west from Venice. You can normally reach the city of Padua by train, and that one is always a lovely train ride, no problems. The round trip ticket is going to be approximately 7-8 euros, and that is kind of pretty good. And as a day trip, Padua is always a great idea. Let me try to move on the side so you can see the magnificent Cafe Pedrocchi. What is the Cafe Pedrocchi? And so for those of you that never heard and never been actually here in the area of Padua. This is one of the main landmark of the city. Caffè Pedrocchi is exactly like the Caffè Florian for Venice, and so it's the historical cafeterias that we got in Padua, incredibly beautifully designed and decorated, and pretty much some of the most important meeting points for the unifications of Italy or something like that. They would have took place exactly here. Ah, okay, Deborah, so you ate here. That is good. And so at least you remember this place is pretty much the legend wants that the owner threw the keys out of the way and decided to leave all the doors open, that so everybody would be able to come in and out of this place any time of the day or the night. Actually, just to give you an idea, the upper rooms actually are magnificent. But this is pretty much the must when you are coming right here in the area of Padua. But beside of a coffee place, actually it has been a cultural center, and the atmosphere is exactly like in the past, and so it's just fabulous and magnificent. The other idea is, of course, Padua. Sorry that I got the mask, that today is a little bit bothering me. It's okay. And so, on the other hand, slowly we're starting to see in front of us the University of Padua, and which is a branch of the Bologna University. Everything started pretty much in 1222, and just to mention one for all, a person named Galileo Galilei, definitely he was the teacher inside of this university. It makes the situation even more interesting. Let me try to give you a full view of the entire section. That we are just behind the Palazzo della Ragione, we are just behind of the area of the market, and that's pretty much the area where they were taking the most important decisions, politically speaking and economically speaking, in the area of the city actually. And think about going back to the idea of the university. What happened? The most important university and the oldest university that we got in Italy is definitely Bologna. And since that the students actually they were kind of unhappy with the situation there, they decided to create their own branch and move out of the way and create their own university. Here we go. So nowadays, if you're coming inside of the Padua University, make sure that you come in and you book a tour inside of the university. Sorry if it is a little bit dark. Let me try a bit. Here we go. Ma definitely il posto è bello, Thomas. Sì, sì, sì. L'università di Padova è veramente incredibile. Yeah, the entire situation, of course, we got always important celebrations going on for the university and so on, and so the view is always incredible. And so once that you're going to get your degree, you might be so happy that you are going to finish. Here we go, the noisy graduation. See, because here there's a big tradition of goliardia. And so basically every time that somebody is going to get the graduations, they're going to make quite a lot of jokes actually, that normally you prepare a poster with a miniature or a portrait, everything in a really funny way. And as long that you finish with the graduation in the serious one in the university, all the friends, the family, the relatives, they are going to be outside waiting for you. At that point, they are going to start to pull your legs, and they're going to read this kind of poster that is going to be like, Igor, you have to say thanks to mom and dad that they sponsor you for 25 years. Actually, we have to say thanks to your dog that he supported you for the last 5 years of the university, thanks to your fiancé, all these kind of things. But definitely, this kind of fun, and especially for the tourists, once that you're coming in and you're not prepared, that is a kind of interesting graduation compared to some, I mean, I'm not saying that is not serious, but once that you go outside, it's gonna be pretty hilarious, the entire situation actually. But here actually the most important, one of the most incredible things that we got in the university is the Pozzo Anatomia, the anatomy well actually, which is pretty much situated inside of this area, because some of the most important classes, universities that they are based here in Padua is of course doctors in the hospital, you got engineering, and ciao Senotus Blue, you got engineering, and you got lawyers and so on. But those are some of the most important one. Let me try to back. Hold on, here we go. That we can get a full view. And the legend wants that when they created the Pozzo dell'Anatomia, the anatomy well, it's like a cinema, it's like a theater actually. There are different levels, one on the top of each other, that so the students actually, they were able to stand one on the top of each other, and they were able to check all the operations and the surgeries that they were taking place actually. The thing is that, of course, summertime, extremely hot, the majority of the bodies, they were arriving directly from cemeteries, and the smell, it was extremely bad. And that's the reason why that there was a rudimental, a pretty easy ventilation system, and that way actually everybody would have been able to breathe a little bit, otherwise it would have been a big massive problem. The legend wants that every time the anatomy theater is amazing, see Deborah, and so that if you saw it, you can definitely remember that it's really unbelievable actually. The legend wants that since that they were borrowing the bodies from the cemeteries, if somebody borrowing in bracket, is somebody, because it was totally illegal actually to steal the bodies from the cemeteries at that time. We're talking about 700 years ago, 800 years ago. And so if the policemen, they were coming in inside of the anatomy well, they would have dropped the table and dropped the body into a river that it would have washed the body away, that so no proof, they were not doing anything, and these kind of things. But this is totally fake. It's one of those legends that they are taking place around this area. Yeah, as you can see, the view is pretty lovely and spectacular. But it's not, the highlight is yet to come, and you will see in a couple of minutes how beautiful everything it will be. So let's say, just to give you an idea, and so straight down this way, it's a straight road. So if you're coming with the train, you need from the train stations to here something like 10-15 minutes walk. So it's definitely a straight street, and so as long that you get off the train, you go out at the train station, you walk straight in front of you, and then you will be ending up right here. If you don't like to walk, you can actually catch the tram, the trolley, and in a couple of minutes they are going to drop you off right here. And but this is going to be really spectacular at the end of the day. Oh, let me show you some of the nativities, at least you can get the idea of how it looked like. That we were definitely mentioning Giotto. Here we go. Let me take you down this way. See, Deborah, you're right, it's so easy to get here, and so I definitely agree. And it really worth a side trip from your holidays while that you are in Venice to get into Padua. It's really nice. And then especially if connected, we got any, let's say, family that they got kids, children, but especially teenagers. We do have here a lot of exchange student programs. We got a friend. I mean, she's not a student here anymore, actually, but she was born and raised in San Francisco, grew up in New York, and she attended. She is a biologist, actually. She attended the university right here, and right now she's working as a biologist down in Okinawa, and so in Japan. So from the States down to Japan, passing by European community and through Padua. And then actually, especially on Saturday, coming here in the area of Padua is really nice because we got a lot of lovely markets that starting with the fruit and vegetable market, but we got the germ that they are always on in the square that we will be reaching in a little bit. And in a second I will take you into the area where we got all the stores that they got the food and they got all the artisans actually. But we're definitely extremely lucky to live in such a place. So remember that when you are coming into Italy and especially staying in Venice, this is going to be an ideal spot as a base. You can clearly use it as a base actually, and then from here you can go literally everywhere, anywhere. So think about that. In something like 1 hour and a half you are up in the Dolomites, in something like 1 hour from Padua you are in Verona by train. 1 hour and 30 minutes actually you are down in the area of the Garda Lake. Here we go. And so during this time you smell olives badly at the moment, and a few minutes ago actually smell calamaris, stewed calamaris, and that was amazing. Oh, here we go. That they started with the decoration. Give me a second, that I need a second to show you everything. And so they are projecting the images with Giotto, the frescoes of Padua directly in the Palazzo della Ragione. They are changing now and then, and the view is just incredible and spectacular. And this is totally brand new. Since give me a second, let me go a little bit further down, that so I can give you the full idea. Hold on. Here we go. Yeah, this one is for us is called El Salon. But basically it's one of the largest room that we got in around Europe. Is 82 meters long and 27 meters wide actually. So it makes this room pretty massive. And if you're starting to get an idea, it's arriving to the idea of Palladio, and this is pretty much the land where Palladio was born in 1506, and then definitely he was working. He was definitely working. Dimmi Marco, che problema c'è? Fammi sapere, tutto a posto? Give me a second, let me readjust the microphone. Here we go. Marco, tutto a posto, fammi sapere. No, definitely, they've done an amazing job this year, but you will see that we got a bunch of buildings like this one that they are projecting this incredible scenes of the different frescoes that we got around. Zoom please, si gira tutto. Aspetta. Let me see. Okay, let's have a look if with this zoom is better. You can get a closer look and a closer idea. I can tell you that pretty much everybody that is walking around, once that they are coming at this point, everybody's like, bellissimo, bello. And it is truly actually. Grazie Deborah, thank you for supporting and helping our channel. Always much appreciated. And it's always thanks to all of you that we can go around the beauties of the Veneto region, and not only to show you these amazing spots actually, that we got new surprises arriving. And then once that you're coming into Italy, but especially down in the southern part of Italy, you always find the appe. And so this little tiny truck is pretty much the thing that we normally use for the delivery around the southern part of Italy for olives, for the chocolate woods, or whatever actually. But that is pretty much the only, it's a free wheel vehicle, and it's pretty much the only thing that we're normally able to use it. If you're coming into Padua, if you're addicted to street food, remember that exactly here we got the Folperia. Folpo is octopus, and so they got some of the best octopuses of the area, and they normally do what? Boil. You need any, you mean what? The octopuses or the video that is projected directly into the facade? Probably both. Here we go. So some they are closed because we're still in the holiday season, but once that you're coming in these arcades, make sure that you are coming to taste some of the specialties around this area. That you might find the butcher, you might find different kind of cheese. see, Deborah, probably even the small van. Oh, here we go. This is the problem. Once that you are coming right in these arcades, able to stop eating. One thing, look, and this can be a problem. Cunesi aroma. They are soft cookies stuffed with rum, and those they are like the amaretti, and those are amazing. It's something that you're going to get totally addicted, or otherwise you got, here we go, amaretti morbidi, the soft amaretti. The amaretti are almond taste cookies, and those are amazing actually. And then of course we got the torrone, the mandorlato. That means mainly you got directly from Cologna Veneta, which is pretty much for us one of the capitals for this kind of nougat. At the end it's like the nougat. It's normally super hard. You're going to break all your teeth, and that can be a problem at the end of the day. And then this is one of the new presents that is a bunch of years that we're using it, and it's like amazing. This kind of marmalades, but it's more like a kind of mustard if you want, but not the mustard that you normally got in New York, but basically is the jam of pear, cherries, it can be mango, it can be strawberries, and you use it together to the cheese. And that is the perfect wedding, let me tell you. That one is the best way to enjoy cheese. And here we go. Once that you're coming at this point, this is definitely the end. It's like the American delis, but we were there. Here we go. I think that a lot of the foreigner friends normally you don't know. Don't I normally have a sweet tooth, but that don't looks lovely cheese and. But Cenotus Blue, if you don't have a sweet tooth, that's what you should try, the buffalo mozzarella. And so in the last few years, actually, the buffalo milk that we produce, the mozzarellas are amazing. As long that you're going to give a bite to the mozzarella, it's going to leak, the milk is still leaking down, and that is really amazing. And so we got a massive selections of soft cheese, and then of course the insalata russa, that for us is pretty much one of the typical things to have during Christmas holidays. And that one is what? Different kinds of fruits, vegetables like peas, cauliflowers, carrots, mixed up with the mayonnaise. Oh, here we go. This is serious. And so this is a gorgonzola, and so a blue cheese with raisin inside. So in the last few years, these kind of experiments are amazing. Here we go. Yeah, the prices, cheese heaven. see. I definitely agree. But on the other hand, actually, the majority of the cheese prices that you see, they are per kilos. And this is quite interesting because you got Valpusteria, Alta Badia, Monte Veronese, Asiago. Asiago actually it became really famous pretty much everywhere, but those cheeses, they're going to be amazing because they got all the cows up in the middle of up to 8,000-10,000 feet high actually. Here we go, that we're starting to see the parmigiana, and so the eggplants parmigiana. We got different kind of sandwiches, lasagna, and this one is the lasagna takeaway. And so this is once that you're coming down this way, even the lasagna takeaway, it sounds really great to me. Here we go. And so I cannot describe the smell that we got here, or better the perfume, because it's really amazing. Now, of course, he's pretty much of the year that we got the salame, the soppresso. Yeah, the salami that we normally eat here, actually you got garlic inside. You can have it with garlic or without garlic, so you are normally having extra flavors, and the smell, as long as you cut a couple of slices, is really unbeatable. Here we go. The bacala, the codfish. And so the tradition wants that the Querini family brought it down to Venice from Scandinavia. That's the reason why that we got the brotherhood of bacala between Venice, Vicenza, but Veneto generally speaking. And here we go. So you have Cenotus Blue that you was mentioning, cheese heaven. The cheese heaven is continuing. Remember that the area of Asiago is one of the last parts that we can still produce the Parmigiano, Reggiano, or the Grana. I would apologize to all of you that today I got a bunch of delays on the chat box, and so if I will be answering late, sorry. But definitely, let me see. In a second I will show you the salami, but definitely that's pretty much... oh, here we go. No, they are right here. And they are normally the garlic one. Here we go. At least you can get the full idea. But here we go. That you can get the full idea of how many salamis that we got. So starting from the ossacollo, otherwise you got the suckle pig. The porchetta. The porchetta. The porchetta is that one. It's a suckle pig that normally you got, they take the pig, no bones, they cook it directly into the oven for several hours, and that is amazing. Or otherwise you got even the pancetta, the bacon, for the carbonara, pasta, and so on. But that's pretty much how we buy our bacon. Hold on, that I don't see much. Problems with the glasses. But definitely for all the foodies, actually this is the place that we got the Parma ham, but not far from Padua. It's called Montagnana, and that area they produce a kind of Parma ham that is way much sweeter than the one that you normally eat once that you come into Venice itself. In Italy itself. And that one is phenomenal. Here we go. This is the cotechino. Cotechino, in slang we call it musetto, but basically it's a super fresh salami that normally you boil it, you cut it in thick slice like this, you do the, and definitely that one, it will be your meal. At this moment it smells beautiful because we got a large variety of different kind of pastas around that. On the last few years we got a lot of pasta factories that they are producing everything totally last minute. Here we go, our Santa Claus hats. Let me go around this section, so we're going to have a kind of wow effect. I would like to give you another little view of the Palazzo della Ragione. Yeah, as you can see, Padua compared to Treviso, compared to Venice, and all the other areas that we've done it, is slightly different. Is definitely more lively than the other cities that we saw it. Being a university city, and normally around this area we got 150,000 people. Is the most important university city in the northern part of Italy, I would say, exactly right after Bologna. Here we go. Here we go, our lovely Christmas hats, and the view is going to be pretty spectacular, because in a second we're going to be right in the Palazzo del Capitaniato, and we're going to have more projection directly on the facade. Give me a second, today is a bit complicated to move around. A lot of people. This is totally unexpected. Either yesterday and today is really busy, and I didn't know that we would have ended up being so busy. Interesting. Let's say, yeah, just to give you a little idea, that so you can get the idea, the mood, the feeling of what is happening right now. And so, if we're talking about holidays in Venice, and so for New Year's Eve we're going to hit approximately 65% of occupancy of bookings in Venice itself, actually. And if you want to talk about prices during this time of the year, and so 30, 31st, 1st of January, 2nd of January, to sleep in a pretty central, good 3-star hotel, you need 150 euros a night. Example, if you sleep in Venice on the 30th and 31st of December, so the last 2 days of the year, you spend something like 300 euros. So prices, they drop a bit. On the other hand, actually, it's going to be a kind of super quiet New Year's Eve, as you will see, especially on the television. Here we go. Let me give you a better view and a closer view. Hold on. Let me back up a bit. Give me a second, sorry. Let me see if we can fit everything in. See. Yeah, this year they done an amazing job, and the view is really spectacular. So you have to know that right now that Padua has been listed, has been mentioned, and is part of the UNESCO. More things, more activities they are going to take, so of course. What do you think, folks? Do you like this kind of decorations? And so between Padua, Venice and Treviso, which are your favorite decorations that you saw so far? Yeah, let's say everybody is still pretty quiet. That's the kind of situation that we're slowly having in the squares. And think about that the squares that we got right now here, there used to be the square where they were selling herbs, and yeah, that's good. Happy that you like it. Grazie, Ricky. Yeah, here we go. The delay that I was talking about, that today, I believe that is the matter that we got a lot of people actually around. Very nice views. Great. I'm happy that you are enjoying the views of Padua. And of course, look who's standing. The winged lion of Venice. To remind everybody, hey guys, okay that you are in Padua, but the Venetian Republic. You are property of the Venetian Republic. One is even up there, another winged lion. Yeah, the colors, they are really, really nice. I definitely agree. So let's go down the street. And so we are right in the heart of the university section. And here you got literature. Not far from here we got the Teatro Verdi, and definitely we're right in the cultural part of the city. I might have a bunch of problems getting in with the signal down this alley. Let's have a look. I would like to show you the artisans that they are working down this area. Yeah, on the other hand, if you're coming into Padua, if you like street art, we've got a bunch of street artists that they displaying their own frescoes around the city. Starting with Kenny Random, Alessio B. Gallo. Here we go, we got all these lovely kitty cats or the little birds around. And that might be pretty cool. I saw some new things around. I saw even Leonardo da Vinci, if I'm not wrong, a kind of poster around the area. So right now, slowly we're going to go through the area of the market. But it's several years actually that they are creating a kind of a little Christmas market around this area. So it's almost over, especially because it's pretty much the end of the holiday season. Grazie caro, thank you for supporting. But here we go, that we got a bunch of holes and in pottery. But on the last few years actually we're giving quite a lot of opportunities to artisans and local artists to display their masterpieces of art, and they're doing a pretty lovely market actually. But it's already a while. Even when I used to live here in the 2007, the situation was Adriano, what's the temperature? It's hot. Gee, he's hot. And so right now, driving in, it was hold on. And so right now it's 5:35. I believe that we got something like 10 degrees Celsius in Sicily. Today we got 16 or 17 degrees. It's pretty much the right time to go down to the to the beach. Here we go, that recycled stuff that we got, the bicycle tires or the bicycle tubes, pipes. But it's definitely extremely hot. See, Cenotus Blue, cute little holes. Yeah, it is hot, and so I saw a bunch of videos of friends of mine that they were up in the Dolomites, but basically they were skiing with a t-shirt on pretty much, and that was the situation. And so it's hot, it's definitely hot. So it's funny because at the real beginning they were mentioning that it would have been extremely cold and freezing because the cold wind arriving from Russia would have hit us together with the snow, but not really. Actually, the situation is totally different, as you can tell. Here we go. They are magnets and they are pretty cool. Let me see. Now this year actually it's a bit unreal. So I would never thought that we would have ended up that it was so 50 degrees Fahrenheit is hot. See, Deborah, that's about right. It's unusually warm in the UK at the moment too. Interesting. It is 13 degrees here today. Far too mild for winter. Cenotus Blue, where are you based? That I cannot remember. Grazie Adriano, thank you. Bye, ciao. But that is crazy actually. I mean, the temperature is getting pretty crazy and nobody would have ended up that it would have been this hot actually. Let's see what is going to happen actually. But we are expecting to have a really nice and warm weather. Here we go. We got more art crafts. Those are cute. Kind of little robots. Oh, Yorkshire. Yorkshire. We were neighborhoods. I used to live in Leeds. So interesting. So definitely I was in Leeds in 1997 actually. I was living and working there for a pretty long period of time, especially down in the arcades of Leeds. Then spent quite a lot of time down into York. Beautiful area, I remember really well. Amazing spot. But here we go. That's the entire idea of all our stalls for the Christmas market. The only thing that is disappearing compared to a bunch of years ago, actually a bunch of years ago we would have had more Christmas decorations in the stalls into the little Christmas shops. Actually, it would have been more like a Christmas market with Christmas decorations. On the last few years, the evolution is down into artisan thing actually, and this is something that I really like. I love wood, but look at these Christmas trees. Thank you, Akan. Grazie mille. But here we go. And you can get the full idea. Yeah, on the last few years, a lot of the local artisans they are using a lot of recycled wood and these kind of things. It was on the 26th of December that my family and we went into a town, a village next door to Venice, actually, up in the Pre-Alps. And right there we found that the majority of the people, they built it up approximately 60-70 nativities. We recycle things starting from the corn and they decorated the corn and they turned it into nativity, ending up into wood, recycled wood. There were quite a lot of villages like this made up with wood in a frame actually. Those are cute. With a little sheep and frosty snowmans. But it's definitely a while that we got this little marker. I really like the wooden mums and butterfly. See, you're right. But even these one are cute. They are really nice. Even this, I like. Nice. Oh, here we go. Some more lights around and lamps. Now we are definitely extremely lucky. And so year after year they are making better, bigger, nicer. Here we go. Let me give you a closer look. There are little candle holders. Let me go around before that I break everything. There we go. Those are cute. Those are like it. They're really nice and pretty. Different kind of shapes that they're hanging directly from the wall. You put the little candle in. Those are nice. Hold on. At the pavement here, they're all rocks and stone. Before that fell off. But normally during daytime this area is extremely busy. We got all the students that are roaming around this area. Yeah, think about that. Renting a room down this area is normally extremely cheap because you got all the students and the kids. And when I used to live here in 2007, for a room we would spend one room one bedroom, one toilet, one kitchen, one living room, we would have spent something like 300 euros a month actually. Now the situation is slightly different actually, but that's what is happening around this area. Look at the rooster, that is pretty good. That is pretty much the landmark of Murano, and they're all mosaics. Here we go, that we are definitely back into wood. And this one is super cool. See, for an apartment it's a great deal. Here we go. And so for all the wine lovers or whiskey lovers or beer lovers, this is a great idea from my point of view. Actually, you don't know what to do with the bottles, and making a lamp with this is super cute. Or even doing glasses actually with the bottom of the bottle, that is really cute. Si chiama gimbal, è uno stabilizzatore per...
Stabilizzatore per telefono, come si chiama?
Gimbal.
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 Gimbal, uno stabilizzatore, tipo le telecamere che
Sì,
usano in televisione.
guarda,
vedi?
whoop.
Sempre dritto.
Sì, sta sempre dritto, se no ti sballa tutto. Here we go, meeting up with friends that are asking, what's that? Ciao a tutti. What's the thing that you're holding? So it's definitely the gimbal. That is, of course, once that you are in the big cities, everybody is aware of virtual tours and all these kind of things. But definitely, camera question, brava Deborah. It's becoming a big thing actually. Of course, on the last few years that everybody is stuck at home, there are more and more people actually that they do virtual tours, that they walk around with cameras, that they talk alone. For me, nothing changed because I used to talk alone even before. That's a different story. But definitely, since that the gimbal, the stabilizer arrived, the situation, I mean, life is way much easier. It was 1 or 2 weeks ago that I had 2 telephones and 2 gimbals that they broke down, 2 stabilizer actually, and that was a big tragedy. We done the tour anyhow, but it wasn't working properly actually. Yeah, right now it smells cinnamon, and the smell is fantastic because they are preparing the vin brûlé, the mulet wine actually. And normally is we don't need it today. We probably need the gelato. That a few days ago that we were in Treviso and in Venice actually, we were definitely discussing about having gelato during winter time. Okay, it's more like spring at the moment. So gelato might be a great idea at the moment. About the gelato, yeah, especially for our foreigner friends. Here in Italy we got something that is called granita, that is pretty much the slushy. But the slushy that I found abroad is too icy, and it's not that good. Try the granita siciliana, which is more like a creamy thing. They even do the sandwich. They stuff the sweet bun, the sweet sandwich with the granita, and that is super cool actually. That is super good. So granita siciliana, that might be the option. Let me give you the full view so you can get the entire idea. So we are definitely out of the area of the Palazzo del Capitanio with the astronomical clock. Sì, Renato, sempre a mangiare qua, l'unica roba che ci resta. Yeah, I'm always thinking about eating and all these things. And so this is the only thing that it makes everybody happy and everybody united actually. A great glass of wine, a bunch of beers, and a sandwich with the salami with the garlic. Here we go. Since we were talking about salami with the garlic, this is pretty much the idea. On the other hand, where is the Basilica of St Anthony, or did I miss? No, Deborah. I didn't go that far yet. I need a couple of minutes. We are, so normally I need 5-10 minutes to walk from here to the Basilica. It's going to take a little bit longer. Let's see if we're gonna make it that far today, according with batteries, signals, and all these funny things. But I try to take you down to the Basilica of St Anthony. No, I started from the opposite side at this time. Because I just wanted to show you the cameras that are projecting all the beautiful images of Giotto, not only directly into the Palazzo del Capitano. Ciao Nina, ciao, buonasera a tutti. Where is the Basilica? Okay, I just answered. Let's try to go around. Whoop, let's try to sneak around. But let me tell you, it's quite interesting because we got quite a lot of tourists, not only foreigners but even Italians. You can tell by the accent. Yeah, of course, it's like anywhere else around the world that you can tell if you are from the East Coast, West Coast, north part of that country, southern part of that country, and here is exactly the same thing. Let's see if we can get away from the pedestrian or get into the pedestrian area. So a few minutes ago we were coming out directly from there, actually the arcades, that they got all those beautiful food things. But since that on the last few years we're all into foodie, why not taking the chance? American tourists, let's say I heard some Americans. I'm working with Americans on the last few days. I mean, human, real. Not that you're not real, but let's say I'm doing a real live tour in person, let's say. And it was the 24th that I met up. I took a lady around Venice to see several things, and she was from, and so she is from Fresno. So down in California, but she at the moment she's living down in Brooklyn. Oh, here we go, the tartare. So you can get the idea. See, Nina, we're exactly at the same spot. We already got we filled up our stomach with different kinds of. Oh, here we go. Sugo alla matriciana. Here we go. Ragu all'anitra. Ragu is like the bolognese sauce, but with the duck or the geese, actually. Or we got what? Patè alla veneta. Yeah, that's the great thing. And here we go that we were mentioning about the salami, and of course we got the mortadella that normally is arriving from the area of Bologna, that we got all the pistachios inside normally. Hai visto che mortadella, Nina? Hai visto che roba? Aspetta, cosa c'è? Carré affumicato, the smoked one, or let's have a look. We got all the poultry, the soppressa, that during this time of the year is perfect. Before that we were mentioning that we got all these salamis that we normally boil them, and that this one I believe that they got different kind of herbs that they can have. Even spinach sometime. I need to dash to the fridge soon. See, I cannot tell you the smell that we got here. It's amazing. But this section is pretty cool, because right here you got all the little fruits like cherries, or you got the raisin, or you got different kinds of things with the grappa. And that is even more interesting. But definitely we drink the grappa with the little raisin inside as a dessert, actually. But This one, as you can see, is like a big gigantic deli, but you will be shopping in a place that is where in a shop that is 700 years old approximately. Don't get me wrong, sorry about that, especially for Americans and British friends and Irish too. Sorry, but that's pretty much horse meat. So the majority of you, I know that the horse is a pet. You don't touch it, but here actually you normally give to the pregnant ladies. Here we go. Since that we got the advent of vegetarians and all these things, we got a lot of interesting things. Oh, here we go. Give me a second. No, Deborah. Here we go. This is perfect for you. So we got parmigiana, but not with the eggplants, but with the zucchini. This one is the gâteau with the potatoes and mushrooms. This one we got eggplants and pumpkins. This one is different kinds of vegetables. We got the flan of artichokes and almond. We got pumpkin. We got kind of spinach and olives. But yeah. See, that's how Centaur. Even this one, it should be pretty good. That's onion. That one are tomatoes. Got too many incredible things. For the vegetarian, I'm really sorry about that. But here is pretty much the meat paradise. Let me take you out before we get or too hungry or too angry. Either way, it looks delicious. I cannot tell you the smell. The smell is it's now it's more a spicy smell. It's like Indian spices or Indian food. Give me a second. Let me look down. Otherwise, I fell off. I'm trying to go a little bit further down. Give me a second. Coming. Hold on. Now I turn. Sorry. Here we go. Look at the beauty. So we are right in the Palazzo della Ragione. As we were mentioning before, 82 meters long, 27 meters wide. And this is a beauty actually. Let me see if I can give you a little zoom. That's so you can see the colors that they are more vivid and they are brighter. Bob, I know. I got the same feeling every time that I see a video. I like, oh, I've been there. Why I missed it? How we come? I have to tell you one thing, Bob and everybody. It always been like that under those arches, but on the last few years, actually, they are doing an amazing job. And we got definitely more shops like this with delicacies or special products. But if you are not afraid, if you don't mind eating octopuses with all those tentacles that are moving or whatever, I mean, the shop that is on the other side that they sell boiled octopuses, those are amazing actually. They cook it directly on the spot, super fresh, and those are unreal. I tell you something that is connected, even if Sicily is down on the bottom and Padua is up on the north. And so the guys that they got the octopus stand that today is not working, and Nino U Ballerino, which is Nino the dancer, he's the European champion of street food. Is in Palermo. Make sure that next time that you are going to go into Palermo, you must visit Nino Ballerino and eat the annellini, that is those ring-shaped pasta with the kind of bolognese sauce, and that is amazing. And Yeah, now the smell is like eggplants lasagna. Eggplants parmigiana. Thank you, Tuxedo, grazie mille. Nope on octopus, I know that. It's like when you eat the soft shell crabs, that it might be, it seems that you're eating spiders. Like when you go into Bangkok, into Koh San Road. Here we go, that we got the sound on. Sì, Nino è il ballerino che fa l'anellino, bravo Nino. Aspettate che mi giro.
Che il silenzio di un'infinita tenebra.
Give me a second, let me get a better spot.
Dai che andiamo.
Ma lo spirito del creatore sfiora la faccia del vuoto, risvegliando sia luce.
Marco, meglio con lo zoom o senza? Fammi sapere, grazie.
Ed è la cosa buona. E poi la luce informe prese ad assumere sostanza e forma. Il nostro mondo era nato. La nostra bella e fragile casa. E una luce maggiore che riscaldava e nutriva i suoi giorni. E una luce minore governava le notti. E fu sera e fu mattina. Le acque del mondo si raccolsero insieme. In mezzo ad esse apparve la terra asciutta. sono parte di un grande tutto, ciascuno al proprio posto. Tutto era in equilibrio.
No, Deborah, unfortunately we don't have anything like this in Venice. We would have had, we used to have last year, not this impressive, but this would have been a great thing actually. Yeah, I agree, Nina, but even if they would have put it down all the paintings of Tintoretto, Titian, Veronese, or there are millions of you actually, or the best moments for Venice, of the Regatta, Murano, Burano, Torcello, that would have been great actually. Plus, or even projecting the fireworks of the, here we go, Buone Feste. Or even projecting the fireworks of the different feasts that we normally have in Venice. That would have been great. Anyway, some of the best fireworks maker are from the area of Rovigo, and the family name, if I'm not wrong, is Manente, and they are amazing. Yeah, I definitely agree. This is a great show actually, and it's really, really spectacular. Here we go, that the chat is definitely open, and we can definitely, everybody will be able to see it. Now I try slowly to go to the St Anthony. I know, they done an amazing job actually, some of the best decorations ever. If you will be, why oh why, thank you. But thank you to all of you actually for watching, thank you to all of you for supporting the channel. So every time, ciao Seattle, all the time actually we can show you some of the best things that are happening in Italy actually. Our pleasure to that everybody's part of it all together actually, that's so everybody will be able to share what is happening. And thank you for your support in our channel, and it's definitely thanks to all of you that we can show you all these beautiful things that we got about around. The best laser show I ever seen, I have seen top things, but that is interesting. I definitely agree with you actually. They done an amazing job this year, and I definitely agree. I saw several laser shows, for sure better than the one that I got in the garden with Santa Claus is coming and going. Of course it's a joke. But definitely amazing. They done an excellent job. Ciao Hazel, grazie mille, grazie. Grazie Debra, thank you to all of you. Much appreciated. So right now slowly we're going, think about for all the friends that they are in the Jewish tradition down here. We got the old Jewish district, and it's really amazing that the two things that were living and coping pretty well together. In a second, so we got the university that is right in front of us, left, and slowly right now we're going to continue to go down towards Prato della Valle, which is the largest square that we got in Padua, and that is really massive. Look how pretty these decorations are. And then right there actually we're trying to go down to the El Santo, so better the Basilica di Sant'Antonio. Here actually it's really interesting that normally we don't mention the name of the church. We don't say St Anthony Basilica, but you just mention El Santo, the saint. Here we go, that we were definitely talking about the street art. Grazie Nina, grazie. Here we go, Alessio B. We got this one. Later on we're going to see, we might have seen already a Kenny Random. There should be another Kenny Random on the way. But definitely those of you that are really into street art, as we were mentioning, and so we got Kenny Random, that is probably the most famous street artist here, together with Tony Gallo, Alessio B. And so for those of you that are into those things, looks like Bansky, but not a Bansky. See Deborah, you're right. Let's say that the mentality, the idea, the style is pretty much the same. I totally agree. We are pretty much there with the idea. And what Kenny Random done? I thought Bansky too. It's easy. I agree. The first time that I saw it, I thought it too, actually. But what Kenny Random did a few years ago, it's more than 10 actually. Copycats. He was doing a treasure hunt during Christmas time, like the Christmas calendar, actually, pretty much what I done this year around Venice, Treviso, and all those areas. And who was getting in the spot? He was getting one of these beautiful. Ciao, John. Ciao. Don't worry, you're never late. And so definitely, the first that he was getting a masterpiece of art from the local artist, and that was cool. The treasure hunt that it was happening during the middle of the night, and they were hiding all these little masterpieces of art around. And that was really nice, actually. Really much appreciated. And here we go. Yeah, probably I didn't have the chance this year to go down to Verona, but here we go, that we are going around at the area of the ghetto. But Verona, of course, we got the big star that is flying in Piazza Bra from the Arena di Verona all the way down to the main square. Here we go. We were talking about some new one. And so this one I got no idea. First time that I saw it, of course, is Leonardo da Vinci. He's got the pin of the Mona Lisa right there. He's got a tattoo right there. It's quite interesting. And so never saw this one. I need to investigate. Of course, this entire section on the last few years, we got more and more art galleries with modern art, of course. Opa. And I'll show you another Kenny Random. Now you call it proper graffiti. See, at least it's not only a tag. This one I like it. This one is pretty cool. A magician that is touching everything. See the Mona Lisa with a Superman. That one is cool. And even this one, the magician that is touching the ground, and then the butterfly are flying around, and you got the little kitty cat that is just wandering around. he just gave us a finger. And everybody was like, oh, nice, great. No. It's okay. Yeah, Cenotes Blue, I like that one. And so the Kenny Random, I really like it. And they cover a bunch around the city. But if you're coming into Padua, try to do a little hunt around the city to chase all the masterpieces that it done. It even reproduce Snoopy, so Snoopy the little dog, of course, Peanuts, and otherwise some of the Japanese cartoons. The finger is the New York logo. See, and so of course they call it Venezia, Venice, La Serenissima, because actually we would have had always the sunshine in the entire Republic, and then here actually they normally say that everybody is a doctor. Of course, with the heritage of the university, I mean, 800 years of doctors, that is quite impressive. Here we go, slowly, we're, that's the other thing that is quite funny. Poke. Poke, scusa, no excuses actually, but Poke is definitely arriving into Italy something like 10, 20 years later than everybody else. If Padova have a sister city, I cannot remember this one. I need to check it out. I cannot remember the sister city. Sorry, Deborah. No, I cannot remember. And so it's like, think about that. The poke restaurants are arriving into Italy exactly now. It's like the sushi restaurants for New York that they were starting to be developed in the 80s. The sushi restaurant, everybody went mad 2-3 years ago here. Here we go. Even these lights, they are pretty nice and lovely. That they look like a canopy, they look like tents that they're hanging directly from the sky. It look like the theater. Good, well done. And now slowly we proceed to get into Prato della Valle. Yeah, that's pretty much the time of the spritz, and rather than here we go. Thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you for the great help. At the end of the day, it's not only one city actually, but we got a massive list of sister cities, and that is totally understandable actually with the universities and the multicultural students that are coming this way. It makes sense, of course. Plus, beside the university, of course, is a big, massive pilgrimage place actually, and of course here is the city of St Anthony, but the relics of St Anthony, they are divided between here and the area of Naples, to give you an idea. Between the tongue and the chin, they exchange it. Thank you. Yeah, Boston is definitely a big university town, city, absolutely. It makes sense. Ciao, buonasera a tutti. And on the other hand, let me try to stay on the side. And that's pretty much the entire idea. And so we were definitely talking about, we jump. Let's try to put everything together. Ciao Pia, buon anno a te, grazie mille, altrettanto. speriamo sia un buon anno per tutti. I hope that it's going to be a great year for everybody, of course. Here we all need it. Yeah, on the other hand, actually, let's start with the spritz and then we continue with the rest. But definitely, spritz here, it got really popular, thanks especially once that the Austro-Hungarian Empire got here, actually, that they got into the Veneto region, and so the Franz Joseph Sissi, they invaded the area of Veneto, and once that they got here, they realized that the wine, it was a bit too strong to what they were used to. So they started to put a little bit of spritzer of water, actually, to make it a little bit better. And from that point on, actually, the Venetians, they realized that mixing water with wine, it was not good. They added up the Aperol, the Campari, or whatever else. Continuing with the idea of the pilgrimage city, let me try. Pastor, what gem? Now enjoy Padua. Oh, that's good. And so, really happy that you are. Grazie, Lori. Thank you to all of you. Thank you, Canal. Thank you to all the followers of I Love You Venice. Thank you for supporting and thank you for watching. It's definitely thanks to you that we can show you the beauties of these amazing cities that surrounds Venice. Yeah, and so definitely we were mentioning that Ciao Jose, that this city is a big thing for pilgrimages. Of course, a lot of Portuguese are coming this way because St Anthony was born in Lisboa, Portugal. We got a lot of Filipinos that they are really religious and they are coming this way to go to St Anthony Basilica to pray. And before starting the tour, I popped into the Basilica. It was pretty busy. A lot of pilgrims, a lot of people, they were there attending Mass and praying and so on. And so even during this time of the year, it's definitely really busy. The other thing, I tell you something, and this one is super cool. I might have mentioned the last time that we were doing the Padua episode. I got a great friend of mine, pretty much my age. He's half Portuguese and half Spanish. Ciao Rose, feliz Navidad, feliz nuevo año. Aspetta, scusami, non parlo portoghese, scusa, buon anno. And so the entire idea is that he has been the pilgrim number 0 because they just created the Camino di Sant'Antonio. And so it's exactly like the Camino de Santiago, but you start from Sicily. And so it took him 69 days to walk from Sicily, crossing, getting into Calabria, and then walk to Assisi. And from Assisi, he walked all the way up to Padua. And then from Padua, he definitely reached the area of Venice, exactly. Yeah, these trees, they are really nice and pretty, and so we're definitely going into Prato della Valle. This area would have been a big massive swamp area, actually. Sì, Padova è veramente bella, ben tenuta, bella, grandi restauri, e quest'anno veramente si sono superati con le decorazioni. Yeah, if you're coming, he walked more than you. See. The name is Jorge, this friend of mine. He definitely walked more than me because he's done the Camino de Santiago 2 or 3 times, actually. Plus with this one. Yeah, he was pretty much doing 20-25 kilometers a day. That in a normal season actually is exactly the kilometers that I normally walk. Guardate che meraviglia. Aspetta un attimo, mi metto in parte e put myself on the side so you can get the full idea. Oh, they are nice and lovely. Sì, sì, è proprio bello. Stasera poi fa un po' freschino, adesso comincia l'umidità. The notice blue. Now you got another thing in the bucket list. Sorry, it's my fault. It's our fault. Bonsoir Monique, bien arrivé. Bonsoir, bonsoir. Merci pour regarder notre YouTube. I love you Venice. Merci, merci. It's getting, but at the end of the day, with I love you Venice, the entire aim is to, let's say, advertise the entire area, show you the most beautiful and the most spectacular areas that we got here actually. So once that you're coming back this way, actually you will be able to get definitely more confident, and you know exactly where to go. Deborah, how many languages that I speak? Of course I got Italian, English, French and German. I got a super broken Spanish. I used to speak a little bit of Czech, a little bit of Polish because I lived there a while ago. But that's it. I'm getting old and I'm forgetting things. So for me, I still speak German, but it's taking a little bit longer to answer. I'm getting slow. A man of the word. Yeah, the last time that we were mentioning that I spent something like 15 years of my life doing European coach tours. It shouldn't be, let's say, it's in the bucket list of doing the Camino de Santiago, and so that would be great. So the previous bucket list was the Easter Island, done it, fix it. Now it's definitely walking somewhere. I rather walk than catching buses and all these things. Aspetta, piano. Yeah, this is the other problem. The fritters, mamma mia. Le frittelle della fiera, these are amazing actually. And they got extremely easy ingredients because you got yeast, you got a little bit of flour, milk, you make a dough, and then you deep fry all these things, and they are pretty much atomic bombs, and those are amazing. Every time that we do the fairground, you go for the frittella, which is pretty much a fritter, and that one is amazing. Look at the pole. Sì. Ci risiamo, che devo fare? Sempre fame quest'anno. Sa da frittelle dappertutto, è colpa mia Renato, che caspita. No, non potete capire. You cannot understand the smell, the perfume of the frittelle of the fritters is unreal actually. Here we go. Of course, we're going to have less illumination from this point because slowly we're going to proceed to get to the St Anthony Basilica. Thank you, Sunshine Miami. Thank you for helping. Let me see. Cenotes Blue. Must say London is looking gorgeous with the lights. And it would be nice to hear Italian view of it. See, and so Cenotes Blue, we might have a little surprise arriving. Let's see. That we are working on it. Fabio is definitely working on it to try to make the miracle of Christmas. Let's see if we will be able to do a special edition or a special thing. Opa, the tram, the bus. Hold on, let me go back before that is, which is not nice. Trolley is pretty good because definitely if you are not in the mood of walking from the train station all the way down to the university area or to Prato della Valle that we just saw it, this one is the quickest way actually, and that can be a big relief if you don't want to walk. Hold on. So ending up with that we were definitely mentioning St Anthony. The other important thing that we got here is that we got the Camino di Sant'Antonio, which is definitely the walk. You started from Lisbon, and you go for a little stroll down to Padua, so you cross the entire Europe. Of course, during the medieval Middle Ages, all over Europe, we would have had special spots, special basilicas, special monasteries, where the pilgrims, they would have ended up being protected actually. Think about Mont Saint-Michel, so the the island that is right in the northern part of France, that is an island when we got low tide, and then which is an island when we got high tide, and then when we got low tide, is definitely linked and connected. Here we go. Slowly we're going to reach the main facade of the basilica. Don't forget that once that you're coming here in Padua, you must go to the botanical garden, which is the oldest that we got in Europe. So once that you're standing right here, you just need to go right this way where the white car is, and right there they've done an amazing restorations. You will be able to find the palm where Goethe would have sat there while that he was doing his great European tour that he started, of course, in Germany. He walked all the way down to Sicily actually, and if you are peach plants lovers, there's a pretty amazing collections of peach plants. Here we go. We definitely made it all the way to St Anthony, and as you can see, the view is pretty spectacular, and the entire church is really massive. And so as long as you enter, you got the sarcophagus of St Anthony that is on the left hand side. And right now there's a really lovely collection of presepi, nativities inside. And so Rose, Padova is the land of Luxardo, which is a local company that they produce liqueur. And here actually, let's say Aperol and Campari is pretty much the area of the spritz for sure. See, Nina, you're right, but it's always like that. You know how things are. Oh, this one is sat here, he done this and this and this, and then of course they don't know if it was the right one or a different one. Well, they say that it's supposed to be the right one, the original one. His favorite one. It's probably the only one left. That's the other reason actually. Why oh why, don't worry, I'm always arguing with myself, but it's better if I argue with myself or with somebody else. He's carved his name on the palm. Yeah, they put aside, this is mine. Goethe has been here. Goethe was here. A graffito on the palm, yeah, why not? And so, guys, folks, this is pretty much the end of our walk. I would like definitely to say thank you to all of you for watching. Thank you to all of you for supporting our channel. I love you, Venice. It has been great to show you the beauties of Padova. And as you realize, we got a pretty lovely market during Christmas time. We got amazing lights, decorations, and laser shows that this year actually has been phenomenal. Grazie mille. I wish you all the best. Stay connected, because stay tuned, because we got new adventure coming in, and we might have a surprise that we're working on it. Grazie mille for everything, and I hope to see you soon around this area. We're going to end up with the view of the Santo. Grazie mille. Buon Natale e buon anno. Thank you very much, and happy holidays, and hope to see you really soon around these areas. Here we go. Ciao folks, grazie mille. Ciao Fred. Grazie for everything, and grazie for watching us.
Perché lì qua stavo benissimo Padova, dove non è che la